All right, guys, it is currently 3:24 p.m., and we're zoomed in here over the Pine Belt area of Mississippi. We have a severe thunderstorm warning that does include Petal, Hattiesburg, and West Hattiesburg, as we have a line of severe storms that is located just off to the southwest of the city of Hattiesburg. These storms are currently moving east at 55 miles per hour, damaging winds in excess of 60 miles per hour, and nickel-sized hail are very possible with these severe storms. Now, I think the bulk of this is going to stay just to the south of the city of Hattiesburg and Petal, but you guys are still in the warning for another 49 minutes. This warning goes from 3:15 to 4:15. So once again, the warning for Hattiesburg goes until 4:15 for the potential of 60 mile per hour winds and nickel-sized hail. So let me put this into motion for you. And as you can see, it is sliding on off to the south and to the east. And I do believe that this is going to stay south of the city of Hattiesburg, but Hattiesburg is still in the polygon warning, so just go ahead and be prepared for a severe storm with damaging winds upwards of 60 miles per hour. Now, what you're looking at is on the left side of the screen over here, this is going to be your base reflectivity, and on the other side is going to be the base velocity that shows us the winds within this thunderstorm. So once again, we have a severe thunderstorm warning, and it does go all the way down to Purvis, to Hattiesburg, and Petal, Mississippi until 4:15. There are other storms I need to go ahead and show you that have formed across South Mississippi, over here towards Wiggins, over to Leakesville, and we're really going to need to watch those. Now, earlier, they had a severe thunderstorm warning down along the coast for the storm that you see that is dissipating down south of Van Cleve, Mississippi, earlier, that could have potentially had a tornado with it. So that's the situation we have right now. We have two rounds of thunderstorms. One line is stretched from Wiggins, Mississippi, just off to the north of Beaumont, Mississippi, and then the other one, of course, is over here just to the southwest of Hattiesburg. So once again, this is a severe thunderstorm warning for the Hattiesburg, Mississippi area until 4:15 for damaging straight-line winds upwards of 60 miles per hour. So let me stop this and let me go and see from another view. Let me check. Now, this one that we have on right now, the radar image that we have on right now, the radar image that we have right now is from the Jackson, Mississippi radar. So let me go to New Orleans and let's see if it looks any different. And there's your intense thunderstorm sitting over just off to the west of Purvis and south of Hattiesburg. And Hattiesburg is in a really great area because you can see Hattiesburg and South Mississippi from three different radar sites. You can see it from, I'll show you, you can see it from National Weather Service down here in Mobile, right here. You can see it from KLIX, which is the New Orleans radar, and you can also see it from the Jackson, Mississippi radar. So you have three radar sites that you can look at from these thunderstorms and see what they're doing. And currently I am on the Mobile radar because it looks the best right now. And so the severe weather is probably still going to stay to the south of Hattiesburg. I'll put this into motion for you, but Hattiesburg is still in the severe thunderstorm warning until 4:15 for the possibility of damaging straight-line winds in excess of 60 miles per hour and nickel-sized hail. And the good news is I'm not seeing any signs of rotation with this storm. I think it's just basically going to be a straight line wind event and extremely heavy rainfall. Let me take you. This is the radar full. This is the reflectivity that I have on right here. And this storm is putting out radar rates of 2 to 3 inches an hour over here towards the city of Columbia, Mississippi. So if you are in Hattiesburg or points off to the south over towards Purvis or Lumberton, Mississippi, you guys are really going to be needing to do a heads up for the possibility of extremely heavy rainfall, storm, and also the possibility of dangerous cloud-to-ground lightning. So let me go back over here to Jackson and see what it looks like from the other radar site. And these storms have blossomed over about the past hour or so as the heat of the day has come on. This is the first severe thunderstorm warning that we have had in the Pine Belt area. But as you can see, it looks like these storms are going to miss Hattiesburg. But nonetheless, Hattiesburg is going to get a lot of heavy rain, especially on the south side. Down here towards Purvis, you guys really need to go ahead and be ready within about the next 2 to 3 minutes to receive the 60-mile-per-hour winds and the nickel-sized hail. Now, I know a lot of people don't live in the Pine Belt, so let me back out and show you what's going on elsewhere. As you can see, there's scattered storms over here towards the southeast Arkansas, also some storms around the Jackson, Mississippi metro area. And then, of course, over here near the Tuscaloosa area where I am located, we currently have a batch of heavy rain that extends from the thunderstorms and this could cause some flooding issues as well in the Tuscaloosa area because, you know, Tuscaloosa was inundated with 6.5 inches of rain last night. They had a flash flood warning that had to be popped up for Tuscaloosa last night, so this could only aggravate the heavy rain and flooding threat that Tuscaloosa saw earlier, but it does look like as it pushes on off to the east that it is weakening with time, but still you're going to get wet if you are in and around the city of Tuscaloosa. But the reason I'm on here is because of a severe thunderstorm warning that goes into effect, that went into effect at 3:15 and it goes until 4:15 for the city of Hattiesburg and Purvis, Mississippi. And I just noticed that the National Weather Service in Jackson has just prompted a flash flood warning, and there it is. All right, so there's your flash flood warning that does include Hattiesburg and Petal all the way over to Purvis. And the flash flood warning goes for another 2 hours and 57 minutes. Until 6:30. At 3:30, Doppler weather radar indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the warned area. Up to 3 inches of rain has already fallen. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly, and this does include the city of Hattiesburg and Petal, Mississippi, all the way down to the Purvis area. So Hattiesburg, Petal, Columbia, Kokomo, Sandy Hook, West Hattiesburg, Holly Springs, Purvis, Lumberton, Morgantown, Maxey, Pickwick, Rock Hill, Pine Bur, Sunrise, and Macedonia are all in the flash flood warning for another 2 hours and 53 minutes for the possibility of up to 3 inches of rain with this storm as it moves into the city of Hattiesburg. And this also does stretch all the way over to just west of Columbia, Mississippi as well. So we have a severe thunderstorm warning. Now it does look like the storm is actually going to the south of Hattiesburg, but Hattiesburg is still in the severe thunderstorm warning, and you guys are in the flash flood warning for another 3 hours until 6:30 this evening. So once again, we're really going to need to watch these storms that are lifting north over the Lumberton area. And when you usually see lines of storms connect like these two have right here, you really have to watch for the possibility of a brief spin up tornado. As you can see, these storms here were lifting north, and this batch of storms was lifting or sliding off to the southeast. So let me turn on the velocity and see if I see any indications of a potential tornado. And let me back out because that's not a good view from Jackson. That's just too far away. And the good news is I'm not seeing anything right now that would say a tornado or spin on the radar. So that's a good thing. So once again, we are in a severe thunderstorm warning for the Purvis and Hattiesburg area for another 39 minutes until 4:15 for the possibility of winds in excess of 60 miles per hour and nickel-sized hail. But I'm pretty sure that in the next update, because the Weather Service, they often do update the warnings before the warnings expire. I expect them to pull Hattiesburg and Petal out of the severe thunderstorm warning. And the severe thunderstorm warning is obviously the yellow box. The green box is a flash flood warning for the possibility of up to 3 inches of rain with that storm. Let me take you back over here to the base reflectivity. And there you can see it is just a nasty storm that is sitting just off to the west of Purvis right now. So that's pretty much what's going on around the southeast today. We have one severe thunderstorm warning, and that does include the city of Hattiesburg, but I expect them to pull Hattiesburg out of the warning here very soon, because it does look like that it is going off to the south of you. We have other severe weather ongoing up here in Maine and New Hampshire, north of Boston. We also have a little bit of severe weather up here in New York as well. And then, of course, we have some over here towards the Davenport area, just well off to the west of Chicago. And that storm just really popped up right over the radar site up here over Davenport. That's incredible. So anyway, we have just some active weather. We have a couple of weather reports as well. But as you can see, the only warning in the state of Mississippi includes the Hattiesburg, Mississippi area. That is the yellow box. The green box that is around Hattiesburg and Columbia, that is a flash flood warning that goes into effect until 6:30 for the potential of up to 3 inches of rain with that thunderstorm. So real quick, I'm going to keep it here on Facebook until I get the update from the Weather Service in Jackson and make sure that they are going to cancel or pull Hattiesburg out of the warning, because this storm is obviously going on off to the south of Hattiesburg. So if you're in Purvis or Lumberton, you're up next for the damaging straight line winds upwards of 60 miles per hour. And I'm still awaiting word from Jackson if they're going to update the warning or keep it as is. So once again, guys, I do want to thank you for joining me here. We are currently in severe weather coverage because of a pop-up thunderstorm and a line of storms that is pushing towards the Hattiesburg and Purvis, Mississippi area. Hattiesburg and Purvis have both been placed underneath a severe thunderstorm warning. West Hattiesburg and Petal are also underneath the warning until 4:15 this afternoon. But I do believe in the next update from the National Weather Service that they will pull Hattiesburg out of the severe thunderstorm warning. But regardless, you're going to get a lot of rain if you're traveling from Hattiesburg all the way down to the coast towards Lumberton, Purvis, or Poplarsville. You're going to get an excessive amount of rain with these storms, and especially the storms that are lifting over Poplarsville and up towards Lumberton. Let me put this into motion for you. And see that. Let me explain what's happening to you. The storms over Purvis to Columbia. This is a complex of storms that I've been watching all afternoon that has come through places just off to the north of you guys. This is a complex of storms. As you see, let me back this up for you. There are also storms that just developed from Wiggins over to Poplarsville. That is what we like to call in the summer of the sea breeze moving from the ocean inland. So we have the complex of storms mixing with the sea breeze storms that are now lined up from Angie over to Poplarsville and Wiggins, Mississippi. And so when you have storms that interact with one another and boundaries collide, you can see a lot of intense and heavy rainfall. And that's pretty much what we had last night in Tuscaloosa, as it produced 6 to 7 inches of rain in the city of Tuscaloosa last night. And that's pretty much what's going on right now over the city of Lumberton and just off to the south of the Hattiesburg, Mississippi area. So once again, we have a severe thunderstorm warning for the Hattiesburg area, but I'm going to go ahead and say that Hattiesburg is officially through with the danger because the storm is obviously over the Purvis area. So if you were in Hattiesburg or Petal and you're watching me, the storm is definitely going off to your south. Now, you're still going to get some rain, but the severe part is going to be over towards the Purvis and Lumberton area. And it looks like that storm has dissipated or is in the process of weakening because of the storms off to its south. And definitely. So there is still a severe thunderstorm warning for the Hattiesburg area, but I think the greatest potential of danger is going to be towards the Purvis and Lumberton area. So I'm going to sign off on social media. I will continue to watch the rest of these storms stretching from Wiggins all the way over to the McIntosh and Central Nail areas in Alabama. And one more quick little note while I've got you here. There is also a pretty nasty storm just off to the west of Natchez, Mississippi. So that's pretty much the radar update. And one more time for my friends over here in Tuscaloosa. The band of rain continues to weaken, which is a really good thing as it moves on into Tuscaloosa. So hopefully it won't cause any other issues with the flooding like we had last night. So no updates from the Weather Service in Jackson. There's no sense in me continuing to say the same thing over and over and over. So I will continue to watch the weather and monitor these storms And I just got an update from the Weather Service down in New Orleans, and they have issued a severe thunderstorm warning for the southern line of storms that I was just talking to you about over the Poplarsville area. So real quick, let's all right, so there's your two severe thunderstorm warnings. That does include Lumberton and Poplarsville in South Mississippi. And then, of course, the one for Purvis goes into effect until 4:15. This new warning for Lumberton and Poplarsville from the National Weather Service in New Orleans, it also goes until 4:15 for 60-mile-per-hour winds. So once again, there are your two severe thunderstorm warnings in South Mississippi. So once again, this is Stephen Ray, aka Stingray, and I'm going to sign off here on social media. I will do another update at 4 o'clock or 4:15 before then if things become necessary.